Hey, it's Aidan from TSM here, and in this video, we're going to be looking at the 4 factors that will definitely accelerate your life as an entertainer. You see, we've spoken to hundreds, if not thousands, of entertainers and found out what they're struggling with, what's going on in their worlds, and every single thing. Whether it's like the most bizarre, I was going to give some examples there, and I realize I probably shouldn't give that. But there's a bunch of different things across loads of different realms. But ultimately, all of these challenges, we could break those down into just 4 factors, 4 really important factors. And we found through our coaching and the programs that we offer and things, actually, there are only 4 factors that will help somebody to improve their life significantly. We're going to jump into those in just a second, but really quick, first of all, if you're watching this inside the TSM private community, or if this is on our social media, just drop a little comment with like a hell yeah or something to show that you're excited and ready to jump into these 4 factors. And if obviously you're watching this on a website or a web page, don't, because you can't. It's as simple as that. Now, with that said, these 4 factors are so important because ultimately, if you improve any one of these just a little bit, it's going to have a ripple effect across the other 3 and vice versa. It's a really powerful thing. And you don't need to have the massive transformation in all of these 4 areas. You don't need to, and I don't think it's possible to focus your energy and your attention across revolutionizing all these 4 areas at any given time. It's a step-by-step process and a journey. And as one improves, the others will naturally improve. And you can reallocate your focus as we go around. Now, with that said, let's just jump straight into these. And if you've been around the TSM world for a little while, you might be familiar with some of these concepts. Now, factor number one is actually your business. By business in this sense, we're talking quite literally, how is your entertainment business going? If you're offering paid entertainment, are you getting gigs? Are you getting paid well for those gigs? Are you profiting and actually making a good amount of money from the gigs? If you're not offering paid gigs right now, like, how is your personal life going in terms of personal financial life? Are you actually working a job? Are you getting paid enough for that job? Or are you struggling to make ends meet? Or are you perhaps not even making ends meet? Like, the business here is like the business of you. How is your financial situation looking? And as we know, we improve this, well, everything else can significantly go up. Like, people say that money can't buy you happiness. And ultimately, yes, that can be true, but it's much easier to be happy when you've got money, and vice versa. It's a really hard situation to get through. Now, step number 2, or factor number 2 here, is actually your mindset. How switched on are you mentally? Do you have a North Star, goals in mind? Are you chasing something in your mind? Are you confident with where you are right now and what you're capable of? Are you growing? Are you learning? How is your mindset and your outlook on life? If you're stuck in a rut and you're dwelling around on things, it's going to be much harder to achieve and, in this case, improve your business, for example, if you're just not confident that you have the skill or you're deserving enough of that. Now, the third major factor is actually your performances. Now, as an entertainer, if your performances are great, well, we all know that a great product can often sell itself. And that's just the way that this industry in particular works. So if you've got a really great product, then people are going to talk about it. People are going to love it. It's going to help the business. It's going to help your mindset. It's going to help across the board. And then the final dimension here is actually your health. How are you healthily? Are you emotionally healthy? Are you spiritually healthy? Are you mentally healthy? Are you physically healthy? Are you literally a healthy person? Because if you're healthy, it's going to have a significant impact on all of these other things. Now, to tidy this up for just a quick second, in terms of putting it all green and OCDing it, green being green is good. We can actually have a look at this, and we can put this into a little bit of a cross. And in case you're wondering where these business mindset, performance, and health actually came from, why we're talking to you about this today is quite simply that's our mission. Our mission here at TSM is to improve your quality of life by improving your business, your mindset, your performance skills, and your health. If we can do that bit by bit in a nice strategic process, your life as an entertainer is going to go through the roof. So again, let's just put it really clear here. So yes, we know how important each of these is, but if we neglect just one of these categories, it could be quite devastating. For example, if we just ignore the business stuff and we focus on our health, our performances, and our mindset, Well, we like to call this the passion crusher, because ultimately you're struggling personally, especially when it comes down to the financial situation. And if you're putting so much time and energy and effort into your performances, for example, and your business isn't taking off, and you're not getting that return of investment in terms of people appreciating what it is that you've got to offer, well, it can be incredibly deflating. And I know that I could probably even reel off at least half a dozen entertainers, good friends of mine and Ashley's, that just fallen out of love with magic and mentalism and all of that kind of stuff over the course of the pandemic, because they didn't pivot to online. And I'm not saying you should have pivoted to online, but the point being is that their businesses just took a plummet, much like all of ours. They often took a big plummet, and they weren't able to pivot in that sense. And in this case, it ended up being a passion crusher, and they moved out of magic completely. If we ignore our mindset, well, we're stuck with guilt and limiting beliefs. So we've got a great business, we're really good at performing, we're quite healthy, but if we don't have a good mindset in place, if we don't know where we're going, well, we can get imposter syndrome. That's a big one that a lot of us face from time to time. Imposter syndrome, it comes up and we feel guilty, and we feel a bit like a fraud for having the business success and having good performances and enjoying what it is that we're doing in that sense. And limiting beliefs, we get this glass ceiling above our heads of like, this is it. This is as far as you can go in your entertainment career. And you can't actually grow outside of that. And that crosses over into your life as well, which is not good. Now, we ignore our performances. We just get a poor reputation. As we said, a great act sells itself. But if your act isn't great and you're doing really good at your business, your mindset's on point, and you've got a nice, healthy lifestyle, but your performances aren't great, you're going to have a really bad reputation. We all know performers that are doing really well at their business, but we know that we're a better performer than them. Like we all know those kind of people. And ultimately, if you don't have the performance skills nailed, and you can fall into the trap of just getting a poor reputation over what it is that you do. And we don't want that. And now health, the really important one. If we neglect just our health, we've got a really great business, really great performances, we've got our mindset dialed in, but we don't focus on our health, everything gets hard. Everything is so impossible to do here. Like, our business becomes really, really tough. Why does our business become tough? Because if you're doing the admin and all of that stuff and you're mentally unhealthy, you've got brain fog and you can't focus effectively, well, it's going to be really hard to get your admin done. And if you're sat on a sales call with somebody, or a video call, or in a meeting, and you really need to focus on actually solving their problems and delivering value to them, it's going to be a lot harder if your attention's wandering here, there, and everywhere. Now, your performances, they're going to be much harder, and you're not going to have the energy as you're performing. If you're unhealthy, you'll be sweating, you'll be unfocused, you'll be out of breath. That is all stuff that we don't want. And now our mindset, well, it's going to be really hard to actually go further, because an unhealthy body has a really powerful connection to our unhealthy mind. So again, what we don't want is to neglect. And this is, by the way, this is just ignoring one of these factors. Like, this is what happens if you ignore any one of these. It becomes really, really tough. And imagine, like, if you missed out two, or dare I say it, three of these, you only focused on your performances and getting good routines in that stuff. If you're not focusing on your mindset, your health, and your business, well, that could be absolutely devastating, not just in magic, but across your life overall. And I know at this point it probably sounds a bit extreme, a bit doom and gloom and stuff. And oh my gosh, I need to go and do loads of things to fix my business, my mindset, my performances, and my health. But the truth is, you don't. You've got a bunch of choices here. You can choose which way of you want to focus right now. And the truth is, I reckon there's only one that you need. Okay, I think there's one of these that is more important than the other, and improving this just a little bit will significantly have a knock-on effect. Just like in dominoes, when you stack up all the dominoes, you push that first one, it has that knock-on effect and knocks over all of the other dominoes, because they've been stacked in a nice, neat line. So pushing that first one and tackling this first factor will have a big impact on everything else. Now, with that said, let's actually take a look at those factors, and let's work around the other way. So our health. Let's say we prioritize our health, and that's the one factor that we focus on for now. We really focus and dial in our health. Well, yes, we'll be able to focus better. Our businesses will be able to do all of that kind of stuff a lot better. our performances, we're going to have more energy to actually go and do the performances, which is cool. And if we've got a healthier body and a healthier mind, and like healthier brain, well, our mindset's going to get a lot better as well. It can be quite good here. Again, problem being though is that if that's all we're focusing on, we can often miss out on the things with our business and our performances. We can often miss out on practicing that move and it getting caught. And again, we can sometimes still feel guilty, and that imposter syndrome can still trip up. But our performances, let's say for that one, that's the one we focus on. We really nail our performances. Well, immediately, if we're neglecting our health or we're not focusing on our health, everything becomes tough. And maybe our mindset becomes a little bit more challenging. And then maybe even on the other side, like our business here, well, if we start spending hours upon hours really waiting until we've got a really great product and a refined product, well, no one's going to book it yet. And actually, we need to focus on our businesses. And it goes to that saying of like, we all know that the one way to improve our performances is quite simply to get it in front of people. So again, neglecting the opportunities to get it in front of people can be quite tough. Our mindset, well, let's say we've really focused on our mindset and we get our mind in the right place. Again, health is going to drop everything. Performances, well, if our mindset's in a great place, but we're not focusing on our performances and having a good show and a good act, and our businesses, we're not getting leads in and all of that kind of stuff, we can actually fall into the trap of, rather than having imposter syndrome and feeling like a fraud about all this stuff, you can feel like this sense of entitlement, like I deserve all of this stuff. Why isn't it coming to me? We don't want that. I reckon that the one factor that we need to focus on is actually our business. Because if we can bump up our income a little bit, it means that we can spend a little bit more financially towards our health. For example, we can eat healthier. We can have new equipment to do weights and this stuff. We can have that gym membership if that's the kind of route you want to go down. Our performances, well, it means that we can perhaps even get consulting and get some help with our performances. We can improve the quality. We can get tech and all that stuff for our performances. And as a result, our mindset's going to be a lot better because we're not stuck with guilt-limiting beliefs here. We're not always dwelling on the negative. We're actually focusing on the positive here because we've used our business here to create that form of actual motion within all four categories. And I think, in my eyes, the focusing on your business first of all and just getting a little bit of progress in that is a clear winner because it has those knock-on effects. Now, what I want to say here is, like, I want you to try all this stuff. Like, you don't actually have to go on and do this stuff for hours and hours and hours and spend absolutely ages trying to make every one of these fantastic. Because again, like, the point in these trials, like we've got this one here from like an Xbox Live Gold trial. I'm not a gamer, so I don't really know what this means. But the point here in this marketing is that you try it for free for 3 days. You get really good at that and have that relationship with the product there. And as a result, you're going to have a benefit. Essentially, what these companies are doing is they're building momentum towards the specific sale and closing that gold, Xbox Live Gold thing, whatever that is. I probably should have done my research on that. But they're getting you're moving you closer to a sale, which is actually furthering the relationship there. They're building the momentum between you as the consumer or as the client to them and their services. And as a result, something about crisps, maybe. But long story short, the point here is that you want to start building momentum. That's all you need in your entertainment business. We're not saying go here and become a millionaire through magic and then suddenly all your other problems will be fixed. Like, you don't even need that. If you just spend a little bit of time building a little bit of momentum, and for us, we actually classify a good amount of momentum as quite simply $2,000 a month. If you can get yourself up to $2,000 a month, that's really great proof of concept. That's really good. And truth be told, like 4 gigs at £500 a month, that's 1 gig a week. That's going to get you to $2,000 a month. That's the momentum that you need in your entertainment business. And again, $2,000. What could you do with $2,000? Could you eat a little bit better? Could you improve your performances? Get that new trick that you actually want to put in your show, guilt-free. Can you improve your mindset just by and learn more? Get some more books to study, improving your mindset. If you had that little bit of momentum. And the truth is, we actually think that there's 3 steps stopping you from building that momentum. Quite simply, a lack of leads, unclear offers, and the sales process just feels uncomfortable. And the truth is, if we can flip those around and improve those to get you consistent leads, a desirable offer, and effortless sales, we'd love to do that. And if you're watching this on any form of social media or inside the network, just drop a comment below. Comment momentum actually beneath this video, and we'll be able to reach out with the details of how we can actually help you get those consistent leads, build those effortless sales processes, and more importantly, get you those desirable offers so that clients just feel compelled to say yes. And if you're watching this on the website, you should find a button somewhere on this page. Just click that button and we'll send you all of the information that you need about the Momentum program. But with that said, hopefully that makes sense. Those 4 factors: business, mindset, performance, skills, and health. And if we can focus on our lead domino here, the one that is most important, the one winner, not crisps, but the one winner here, I think it's the business. If we can bump up the business just a little bit, it'll have so many knock-on effects. But if you've got any questions on any of this stuff, by all means, just reach out and let us know. Hopefully that's been useful. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you very soon for another awesome training.